Hello, we are Hella Speaking Up. I'm Kiana.
And I'm Sister Johnny.
And we are
Hella Speaking Up.
Okay, today's topic, we are going to talk about racism in America. Mm-hmm. We know well too dear what that means because we are African Americans.
That's right. So if you're black, a person of color, Negro,
or
other,
you are considered colored.
You don't want to miss this. Turn it up.
Absolutely.
All right, Kiana.
So, how
are we gonna kick this off today?
First of all, let's talk about the mayor race in the Bay Area.
San Francisco.
Yes.
Okay. San Francisco, we talking about you today.
Absolutely.
All right.
So let's talk about London Breed she wasn't voted in.
Okay.
She was actually, the policy stated that the president was to take the term of the mayor in place of the mayor if something should happen. She did that.
Okay.
And
the president of what? Let's make
the
it clear.
Board of Supervisors of San Francisco.
And she was the president of the Board of Supervisors.
Yes.
Okay.
And the issue lies with her being voted out just recently, this last week, as an interim mayor because she quote unquote had the upper advantage in the race of becoming mayor. But just in 2011, and let me read my 2011, Mayor Ed Lee was interim mayor.
Okay.
And he was voted in. Okay.
Okay.
It was 10-1.
Okay.
But he later became the mayor. So my issue with that is.
So wait a minute. So
yes.
He was voted the interim mayor, and then he was
later
he
on
the mayor.
But
never voted out.
And he was he was an Asian American, the first Asian American to become the mayor of San Francisco.
Wow.
But
so what?
So I'm trying to see why she couldn't stay in as the interim mayor.
Okay.
Because the policy stated that the president can do the interim mayor.
Right.
So was she black? Why she couldn't do it because she was the voice of the people.
Right.
She was the people. She was the voice of the people, all colors.
Right.
But as the past plays itself out, a lot of the people that were the mayor, appointed mayor in San Francisco, they were all Caucasian men.
Oh.
So with that being said, that's basically who voted her out and voted Mark Farrell in. And then he had the audacity, to say he was the voice of the people. Wasn't she the voice of the people too?
I'm still trying to figure out who he is.
I'm
not in San Francisco. I'm across in the East Bay, but I'm trying to figure out who is he?
I didn't even know who he was. I really thought I love all my people, but I really thought this man was I didn't even think he was heterosexual. I'm sorry, I didn't. But he came on with his family and got sweared in. But I'm like, who is he?
So you think he's on the low?
I don't know. But I later found out that he was a Democrat. So I'm like, okay, he's a Democrat. But she was the voice of the people too. She was an African-American woman, a minority.
Okay. So what are you saying? Okay, because people are watching. So basically what Kiana is saying is that it's a mystery that she got uprooted so quickly.
And Mayor Lee died on December 12th of 2017.
Okay.
She wasn't even in the position good enough to make a difference.
No, they got her out quick.
And the race was going to be in June. You can't even wait till June.
Right.
Like, she had the upper advantage that bad to where you wanted her out immediately?
Right.
Like, come on, like, really?
Right. So black folks, colored people, residents of San Francisco, this is what you need to do. I'm telling you what you need to do. When it's time, because we can't vote. We're not in San Francisco, okay?
Absolutely.
So when it's time for you to vote for your mayor, get out there and vote. Like, come on.
Yeah.
So... Yeah. You want everybody to vote for who? That's in San Francisco. For what mayor?
London
Breed. Because she is running.
And she is there
and
making a difference.
Qualified.
She's been there. She's of the city.
Yeah.
I never heard of this Mark Fell person.
And she's the people's choice.
She is a people's choice.
Right.
Whether you're gay, black, white, straight.
Or clear.
But
while we're talking about race, everybody's like, what's going on? But while we're talking about race and being black in America, the hot topic right now burning up everywhere is Monique boycotting, wanting us as black people to boycott Netflix now.
I'm sorry.
We're going to weigh in on this. And all the reason why we're going to do it is because Monique made it public. She did a public appeal. Absolutely. And so since she made it public, everyone can publicly get in on this conversation. Absolutely. So that's the only reason why we're talking about it, Monique. Yeah. Don't come after us. We just starting out.
We just a little people.
We trying to get in where we fit in. But, you made it public, so we are going to talk about it. Absolutely. So, Kiana, what do you think about that? Boycotting Netflix because of racial and gender bias. That's her claim. What do you think? Does she have a claim?
Here's the thing. Don't actually say no before getting the money, Monique. I feel like first get the money. Okay, yeah, it's not what you wanted, but it's a check.
Right.
It's a check. I get it.
Right.
No, you didn't get more than whomever that you actually telling people that so and so got more than you.
Right.
Don't worry about them because you don't know what kind of deal they got.
Right.
Did you see the contract? I didn't see the contract. So you can't say how much so-and-so got. They could have told you a number just because they want to make you mad.
Right.
But the bottom line is it was a check for you. You could have renegotiated another check later on down the line after you did something recently. I haven't seen you in 2 years or 2 or 3 years. You just did a movie, a holiday movie about 2 years ago.
Almost Christmas.
Okay. What else have you done? In order for you to deserve that new check.
But see, I think what she was trying to say, to Monique's credit, she's trying to say that, hey, I have a resume and it points to my expertise or me reaching to this expert level as an actor because she has an Oscar and she won that with Precious. And then she's also known as a comic. Like she had her own comedy club in Baltimore. Like she has been on a yeah, Monique has been out there comedically. So she I think the problem though for a lot of people that have been listening is when she said that she was a legend and she's the most decorated comedian alive.
Oh, a lot of people said some stuff.
That's when everyone went, wait a minute. What you talking about, Monique? So that's when everyone started, just coming at her.
Yeah.
But I think also people are beginning to really come in and talk about what's going on with Monique because apparently there was some issue that had happened with her when she was on the Monique show. This is just what we've been hearing. So don't come after us.
Through social media.
Okay, this is social media.
It's on
but
the
this is what we've
fingertips.
been hearing. This is what's been going on in the street. The word on the
Don't
street,
get us.
Monique. This is the word on the street. You know how it is. The word on the street is that she's gotten into it with a lot of people. BET, the CEO of BET, she's gotten into it with Roland Martin most recently. We know Oprah Winfrey, Lee Daniels.
Yeah, oh my God. When you
Tyler
threw Lee
Perry,
Daniels and Whoop under the bus, come on.
Will Packard, most recently, she came after him. He's the one who actually put her in the movie Almost Christmas. So there's been a lot of people that's kind of, coming after her because I'm not them coming after her, but she's been actually getting into it with them. And so they're saying this is kind of beginning to look like a pattern.
I mean,
and now you're asking us to boycott Netflix.
Behind you.
And so the only reason why I'm saying something about this whole conversation, this whole situation, is because I told you after the Super Bowl, because my household is a sports house. After the Super Bowl, we're not going to have cable anymore. We're going to Netflix. I told you that.
Absolutely.
So then when she came out with a boycott, I'm like, well, wait a minute. What's the facts? What's the situation? Like, wait a minute. What's going on?
It's bad timing, boo-boo.
Because I have no problem with boycotting and getting behind any cause that's legit.
Well,
but if this is just
it's a gray area,
personal,
for me. Yeah,
I want to know, is it really warranted? Now, I did my research, Kiana. I don't want to just take up the conversation, but I want to just say,
no,
I did my research. Gabrielle Union, I think a year or two ago, forgive me, but Gabrielle Union did a speech, and she actually was talking about the inequality that goes on in Hollywood and how African American women, in particularly, don't get paid.
Yeah.
And there was someone actually,
dollars, like you told me.
Taraji P. Henson. Let me use her for an example. When she did
Empire.
No, she did the Button movie. What's the name of the movie?
Benjamin Button.
When she did that, Google it. Y'all listening, y'all watching, go Google Taraji P.
Benjamin Buttons.
Getting lowballed on Benjamin Buttons. Just Google it. It's on the internet.
But she got that check.
But let me tell you, she got paid 2% of what Brad Pitt's salary was. And in order for her to take that role, she had to pay for her own location costs, which means she had to pay for her room and board and all that while she was filming on location for like 3 months. Yes.
Are you serious?
I'm so serious. So I think Monique got a different issue going on, but I think we need to highlight the fact that as an African-American woman, colored, black, whatever you want to call me now, I know myself working in corporate America or just working, period, they ingest things that happens to me and others that look like me in a workplace. Yeah. How we get lowballed on pay, how we get bumped out of positions. All these things happen, and yet nothing's being done about it. So, what do you want to say about that?
We are not treated fairly. I get that. Right. I do. But to actually tell us to actually boycott Netflix, cable is too high. Cable is too damn high to boycott Netflix, Hulu, or whatever right now, because we can't afford to pay cable. So this is a bad time to be boycotting, Monique. I'm sorry. This is a bad time. I'm sorry. It's not a good time to be boycotting when cable is like $200 versus this little bitty app on my phone or my computer that's $11.99 a month. I know the exact price because I buy Netflix every month. And it's a bad time. Cable is too high to be boycotting Netflix and whatever app you got on your phone. I'm sorry. It's a bad time. And the thing is, you have a history. I think the question is Netflix truly being discriminatory towards her? Because a lot of people are chiming in and saying, but look at all these other black actors that's gotten paid $20 million like
plus.
Dave Chappelle. I mean, but
Sandra
here's the
Rhimes
thing.
just got like $100 million deal
when
too.
Dave Chappelle got the money he got, we were looking for him. Yeah. I mean, I love Monique to death, but we wasn't looking for you, boo. Not like that. We wasn't looking for you.
Whoa.
I was looking for Dave Chappelle to make me laugh because he had the funniest skit show ever.
Right.
Like, people remember that. I remember Monique too from you doing a lot of acting jobs, but far as comedy,
right?
I mean, not so much acting. Yes, I do recognize Monique is an incredible actress, but for comedy, just to have a series of comedy, you want more for that when I wasn't looking for you.
Wow.
I mean, that's just the truth of it. I think it's discriminatory because it's both sexist and it's racist.
But that's the thing. But is it though? Because that's what other people on social media right now are. They begging to differ because you can see. Okay, Amy Schumer.
Well,
I don't know her comedy or anything like that. But
she's pretty damn funny. I seen her in the movie.
Okay, because a lot of people saying that she really ain't that funny. She overpaid.
Well, she is. She's kind of like a quirky funny. I'm kind of weird like that. I like her, but here's the thing: we cannot say that Netflix is racist because Dave Chappelle got 20 G's, $20 million.
That's what I'm saying.
He's not. They're not racist. It's just that Monique, right now in 2018, you're not very popular. And right now, it's the society of who's popular.
Right. And that's what I think it is.
It's not a racist thing. It's if I put you on a series with Netflix, are you going to bring us money?
Right.
It's about being profitable. America is about being for profit.
So Netflix don't care nothing about your color. If you could bring in some extra money,
it's a business at the end of the day. It's a business. Some money. Yeah, okay. I mean, you got low. If you would have did something, boom, they gave you $500,000.
Right.
Then later on, if you got your popularity grew,
right,
and people were catching on to the Monique brand,
right,
like they was, in the 90s, in the in the late the 2000s. Then you have room to actually bargain yourself, but if you haven't did anything and you're not out there like the Dave Chappelle's or the Amy, whatever her name is, then no, you can't negotiate because you're not that. Your platform is not that popular.
Nobody's heard from you yet.
No. Like I said, all the black folks went to go see you in your the holiday movie that she had recently.
Almost Christmas.
We did.
Yeah.
I love that movie, but it wasn't about Monique. It was a collective of black people.
Right, and that's another thing that people took issue with because she also used that as a bargaining tool that this is how much the movie, this was the production cost of the movie, this is how much we earned in the movie, and it was, she kind of made it seem like it was because of her star power. I mean, girlfriend,
no.
You got Kimberly Elise that was on there. Even you had
Gabrielle Union. It was a collective of people that we loved. We loved you too, Monique, but you was a collective. You wasn't an individual on that movie.
Right.
Like, we loved everybody on that movie. And the fact, like I said, it just goes back to popularity. And you can see it all across the social media outlets.
Right.
It's about popularity. Whether who you are or not, it don't even matter who you is nowadays.
Right.
If the popularity matches the brand, then they don't care.
They don't care.
The money talk for itself. If the popularity matches. So
you're saying this wasn't really warranted?
I don't think so. No, I don't think so.
But in terms of the
that's just my opinion. That's just my opinion.
Okay, it wasn't really warranted. It's not warranted or justifiable for Monique to call a boycott of Netflix.
No, and it's not the good time. I'm sorry. My pocket's hurting.
Your pocket's hurting.
I'm sorry.
So, but the other thing that I wanted to bring out though was the rate. We're talking about race in America, right? And we're talking about us as black people, encountering racism.
Absolutely.
And so I think that there is a point in terms of the inequality of pay when it comes down to race.
Absolutely.
It really is an issue.
It goes across the board. I mean, it's just not in the Actors Guild and stuff like that.
Right.
It goes across the board. I'm in corporate America.
Right.
And it is it's unfair. But yes, it's unfair. I mean, you have the clear folks getting paid way more than we are. I mean, they're actually coming in as consultants. So it is what it is. Yeah. So.
But just to be clear, when you're dealing with a union, when you're in a unionized position,
you already had
that's when there's
rate.
An issue, right?
You already had a capped rate, but you can't. There's no room for growth. Whereas if you're not in a union and you are a quote unquote consultant because of whatever experience you have that brought you on as a consultant. You have leverage to actually, you are a product. You are your own product. Whereas if you are in the union, I mean, the union actually speaks for you. I mean, it is what it is. You pay them to speak for you. As a person that's coming in with a company that's not in the union, then you have leverage to do basically what you want to, but it's more so an advantage for non-black people.
Yeah. Okay.
I don't see too many consultants that aren't of non-color. I don't.
You
don't.
So there's a disparity there.
I don't.
And also, I just wanted to piggyback off what you were saying. When it comes down to this unequal pay, unequal opportunity, unequal everything, if you think about it, when it comes down to race, there's another aspect of it that I want to talk about, which was the spiritual aspect of it. Now we don't like to talk about it because it's the elephant in the room. But those that know me know I'm all about let's figure out how to get this elephant up out this room because we need to move around. Okay, and the elephant is just too much. Yeah. So something that Martin Luther King said, a quote. He said the most segregated hour in America is on Sunday.
And
I wonder if that's changed.
No, it has not.
So spiritually speaking, there's also that racism that exists even in a spiritual environment. So I think before we can even talk about all these other issues and inequalities that's happening, what about right here? What about this spiritual issue that's happening as well? Those that's listening, we got little mama, because Kiana is really bothered. Joy, come here, Joy.
I'm a full
Gonna let
mom.
Joy sit on you. It's okay.
Babe.
Y'all see this beautiful little baby.
Come here, babe.
Come on, Joy. Come on over here, girl.
Come on. Come here. Come here.
So that's who y'all hear in the background. It's Joy. And y'all out there that got kids, this is as real as it's going to get.
Come here.
Okay. Yeah, Joy is here. So if you hear Joy, say hi, Joy. Say hi, Joy. Hi.
Now she want to be shy.
She said hi. But anyway, she said hi to the people. But if y'all hear her, that's who it is. It's Kiana's little princess. All right.
Lord.
But anyway, there's racism that's happening even in a spiritual environment.
Absolutely.
And so it's like, okay, I was telling you before, one of the issues that I have is if there's a black person in leadership, then it's still going to be majority of the people that's in the congregation is going to be black, and it's going to be a small percentage of white. But then if you have somebody that's a Caucasian or a white person that's in leadership, then you have sometimes you have 70% of black people still following them, and 30% of the white are half and half. My whole point is, what's up with that? Why is it that it's okay? From my experience, what I've seen, I can see black people openly following the lead of someone that's white, that's in leadership in the church. But I don't see a lot of people that are white just openly following a person of color in leadership. What's up with that? Yeah. And then do you also know that in some parts in the rural South, that even in death, they take discrimination and segregation all the way to the grave.
That's crazy.
Do you know that?
You told me about that, and that's crazy.
That's real talk. Those of you that's listening down the rural South, or you from the rural South, y'all know I know what I'm talking about. Y'all somewhere listening at work,
and I never even knew that.
Yeah, she on it.
I never even knew that. Like, is that serious?
Racism is a serious issue.
I can't even get buried when I want to be buried.
You can, but it better be a black place where a bunch of black bodies is. Oh yeah.
So speaking on the spirituality of the church, I want to touch on that because I recently was invited to a church where the pastor was Caucasian.
Okay.
It was an eye-opening experience to me. It was really good, but I found it that most of the congregation was African American, but it was a mixed congregation, but mostly were African American. And then I've been to my all black churches, whatever, where the leader of the congregation was black, and then like 90% of the people there were black. And I get that, but it's like, I don't know if that is going to ever change. I mean, I don't see. You don't like. I mean, because for instance, like we had a conversation about Joel Osteen.
Yeah.
He's Caucasian. His wife is Caucasian.
Yeah.
His kids are Caucasian.
They're white.
And they're leading a mass majority of African American people in his church.
Yeah.
And that has been the way before I was born. I mean, not that it's right, but
that's what I'm saying, though.
I think that
racism is real.
It is, and I feel like we've gone far as having an African American president, but have we gone far enough to actually being inclusive when it's not broad? Like in our community, it's our community. Right. It's a personal thing.
Right.
But in the public eye,
right,
I can be somebody totally different.
Yeah.
So when it's home, it's different. For me, it's different.
Okay.
It's different in communities like for black communities that have predominantly black and people of color in the community going to the same church because that's my community. That's what I'm used to. But going outside that community, you don't really see too many other faces.
Oh, okay, I got you.
You know, so whatever's in the community, I feel like that's probably the people that's going to church. But the place I went to that I was invited to, you have people coming from everywhere went to that church. And I was really surprised that it was a lot of people of color there under that umbrella. I was really, and then the pastor is really good. I did appreciate the word that he was bringing, but it just felt like, I don't know, for me, it just felt like I would go back because it was, you know, and then the crazy thing is, in the clear church, clear leadership, the service, you get out on time. I ain't gonna lie. You got out on time. The service started at 10. We probably was out there no later than 11:30. And I was like, okay, I can do this. Because I don't come in for all the
you want to get that word
and whistles
and leave.
I do. I ain't gonna lie. In the black church,
you're gonna be there all day.
You're gonna be there till like 2:30, and you done got there like 9 a.m. or even sometimes 7. Like, you got to do another whole session, and you still got us here at 2:30. What?
But you know what? I don't know. I think a lot of churches are beginning to. I'm on the outside, but I just say that I think a lot of churches are beginning to grab on because, you know, this new generation, they ain't having it.
Nah, they're not
having it.
They still got it going on, girl. I just felt like, even though it was a new experience for me and I enjoyed myself there, is it something I would actually attend on a regular basis? Probably not.
Oh,
just because of my comfort zone.
Oh, your comfort zone.
My comfort zone. It was new. It was an experience I loved, but
it wasn't for you.
No, it wasn't. I'm sorry.
Well, at least you're still open to look.
Yeah, I was open to it. Yeah. Well, God isn't within me, so I'm good with that.
All right.
I have a spiritual connection with God, and I'm good with that.
Well, here's the thing. I think everybody is doing these podcasts and doing a show or got a camera in front of their face and they recording and talking about stuff. But I feel that a lot of times it's like, okay, we talked about it, but then where do we go from here? So I feel like we're talking about racism and the inequality that happens in terms of pay for people of color. That's on every level in all different disciplines and genres.
Absolutely.
We see this issue. The question I was talking to my husband about this. I was like, okay, now what do we do? Okay, we done protest. Ain't nobody tripping on the protest. We done went through, we up out of Oakland and we know about the Black Panther movement, the violence and all that other stuff. Well, that didn't work out.
Absolutely.
You know what we need to do now, y'all? That's listening.
Take action.
We need to hit them in the pockets because even though African Americans make up 12% of the population in the United States of America, we spend a whole lot of money into feeding back into the economic system here in America, Black folks. So therefore, what we need to do is we need to put money back into Black-owned businesses, Black-owned corporations.
Or Black communities.
Even though I know people like corporations, but people that's leading Black-owned, and they are actually employing and hiring people of color. Like, we need to put our money back into those places to let them know, you know what? If you're not going to give us a job and give us the pay we're due, if you're not going to patronize our businesses, if you're not going to treat us equally like everybody else, and we're going to take our money over here. That's what we're getting ready to do, because if we do that, then they're going to pay attention.
But then again, we have the Jim Crow folks who are addicted to these brands. Some people are so addicted to these brands, they're brand whores. I mean,
yeah, but I'm saying, like, right now we're talking. We hella speaking up about this issue. So if we tell everybody that's listening, that's watching, if you have a podcast, if you have a platform, you on social media, start putting up hashtag Black-owned businesses, buy Black-owned business, hashtag support Black businesses.
Exactly.
Like, start getting the message out that we need to start feeding into our own economic system, because they ain't respecting us at all.
No, they not. And then support doesn't just mean buying or patronizing. It can mean actually supporting by sharing a link. It can mean
right
showing up to something.
Right.
Or if you don't like the product or don't like the whatever, you can tell someone else. Maybe they'll like it.
Right.
Who's a person of color or maybe they can be interested in it.
Right.
It doesn't have to mean patronizing the actual business. You can support any business by actually sharing information.
Right.
It doesn't have to be patronizing.
Right.
Because a lot of people think that support means, oh, they want us to buy something.
Right.
I mean, it doesn't necessarily have to mean that.
Right.
We would love that, but support just mean just tell somebody about us.
Help us get the word out.
Absolutely.
Right.
Word of mouth can do more than anything.
Right.
It's the best advertisement. It's the free advertisement.
Oh, we know how you love free.
You know I love free. So, yeah.
Scott over there, but Scott, we done took him in. He like one of our cousins back down the line.
Scott is an old call babysitter right now with my daughter.
But no, seriously, what we need to do, you guys, we can no longer, like the protesting, forget all that. The taking it by violence, forget all that. What we need to do is create another Black Wall Street.
Absolutely.
And I think it's already starting, but a lot of times what happens is we'll start something, and they always use Black people for everything, for music, starting new trends or whatever. They always be like, okay, we're going to give you the money, go ahead and pave the way. And then before you know it, the Black people get replaced with people that's not Black.
Yeah.
And so that's in the movies, that's with the sitcoms. I mean, look at cable right now. I still have cable, so I can talk about it.
Me too.
They giving everybody a show. They don't even care because nobody's watching it. And they know Black people we got that Black magic. It's that, and that's in a good way. Okay. Black magic. Like we're creative. Yeah. So, but we have that Black power where once we begin to go in and create, God has blessed us in that way. What'll happen is once we build up a sitcom or build up a particular platform, then you start seeing other people being weaved into it, and then the Black people being moved out. So let's not let that happen. So now what's happening is we got a lot of Black writers, screenwriters. Yes. We got a lot of Black producers, directors, authors, people behind the scenes doing a lot of creative
of us
writing.
Are showing up to Sundance Festival, showing out.
And let's keep that going. So Black people, let's support these movies. Let's support it with our dollars.
And don't bootleg it. I mean, we love you.
Well,
I mean,
I don't know about that.
I haven't did a bootleg in a while. Only because I want to actually put money in people's pocket. I mean, come on, like, let's bootleg it after we seen it at the movies. Come on. They even got $5 movie days at places. Come on. You ain't got to bootleg nothing nowadays. I mean, just go ahead and have the full experience. Yeah. Going to see the movie and then bootleg it later. I mean, I get it. If you want to bootleg it. Yeah. I ain't saying bootleg it. Yeah. But
you shouldn't
support however you can. I know it's not that much for $5.
But even Black theaters, Magic Johnson, I think he has some theater. Yeah. Like you know how it is in the Black community. Well, they don't have a whole lot of money, but make it affordable for Black people to come.
Magic ain't affordable.
Okay, well we need some Black theaters too, y'all. If y'all don't want no bootlegs, put some Black theaters out there in the community where people can come patronize it. Black restaurants, we already talked about it. We need some food, some good old your great grandmama put her foot in it kind of food. Like that's what we need. Like, can you bring that back? Go in there and resurrect them recipes from back in the day.
Exactly.
Can we get that? Exactly. Like, I love fish. I want some good old fried fish with that skull on it. I can only do it in my house when I cook it. I'm like,
we had the old school in West Oakland. We had Miss Emma's, but she's gone.
But you know what I'm saying? Exactly. That fish were like down south fish. Yeah. Can y'all please, if y'all listening and you down south, come on out here and open up one of them restaurants and stop playing. Okay, Candy Burst, if you listening, can you come to the Bay and open up and bring them the old lady gang out here to California, to Oakland?
We gonna support you all the way.
Marshawn Lynch is coming. They reopening Sin, so please,
thank God.
Get great grandmama and them up in the kitchen, for real.
And then another thing, we were talking about community action.
Oh yeah, our community outreach. How much time we got, Scott? It seems like we've been going. We good?
So another thing we want to talk about is actually organizing materials and stuff for the schools.
Okay, what we're doing for outreach. So this is the outreach segment right here. So what we're doing for outreach, our first thing we're doing is...
So every other month, we're going to actually adopt a school.
Yes.
And have people actually bring the products to the school. We're going to have like a little bucket or whatever outside the little office or whatever, and actually have people donate stuff. You can go to 99-cent store, donate pencils, whatever you can, Capri Suns, bottles of water, it doesn't matter. Anything can help any school in Oakland.
Right.
And the reason why
we haven't done it yet. We're gonna announce when we're gonna do it.
This is just a pre type of thing, whatever. And then we're not going to actually take the funds because we know how Black folks is when, you know, to be honest, I know how I am. What they about to do with that money? Is they really gonna do something with that money? And so now we want you to actually go and get the product yourself of choice. We have the cheapest place, 99-cent store in Berkeley. So go there, get some pencils, papers, whatever you can, and actually dump it off at the spot that we actually asked you to.
Yeah,
we don't want your money. We're not trying to we're not trying to get rich off your little coins. So we just want you to help us in supporting the school, adopting the school. Yeah. So the first school we will be adopting.
Well, we haven't. We're gonna announce it. Okay, we got one, but we got some more stuff we got to do with that one.
And another thing, we want to actually say congratulations to McClymonds High School for winning another state championship. West Oakland, you know, we're both West Oakland natives.
Mac has put it down.
Absolutely. And this is the second year in a row they won the state championship. So we want to congratulate them.
Congratulations.
Absolutely.
Yes, down in West Oakland.
Exactly. And then I want to actually
Myrtle Street.
Yeah. Well, I'm from Adeline, you know.
Myrtle.
We ain't gonna battle on the air, but we are from West Oakland, and we just love our Oakland community, and we love supporting everything they do. Anything positive, we want to support it. And that, with that being said, I personally want to do the That's Hella Stupid of the day.
Oh yeah, I'm waiting on
that. I
have
to remix that because I wanted to actually put Libby on blast for that. You know, for actually.
Well, yeah, I think you need to come with that. Because you've been passionate about that for a minute.
You wanted to invite people in our house, Libby, and I have to put you on blast for that because we ain't got no room. So that was hella stupid for you to actually suggest. I think your heart was in a good place. Your intent was good, but you should have probably thought that out before you put that out there on the news.
Well, I think she should have probably said, I've already welcomed so many people in my home. Maybe somebody else would like to open up their home. You know, you have to first be partaker of whatever you put out there.
That was just hella stupid. That was just really like, I just jumped out there.
But you know, people have opened their home.
And you said, follow us. I'm going to jump off this clip and you go ahead with me. Yeah. No, boo. I'm going to have to stop you right there. We ain't got no room.
Yeah.
We already sleeping on top of each other.
Yeah.
And that wasn't cool.
Yeah.
That just wasn't cool. I'm sorry, Libby. That was just hella stupid for you to say, open your doors if you have room. You already know we can't afford to even live here.
Like, you say?
We can't afford to live here. We ain't got no shed room. We done converted that into a back house. So we gonna need you not to say impulsive things like that.
Impulsive?
Again, that was impulsive. It had to be. I know damn well she didn't think that through when she said that. You already got temporary sheds for people in the back of West Oakland. I see it all the time because I live not too far from there. But for real, Libby, like, that was just hella stupid.
And it's only on 7th Street. Remember, you go down them side streets and you going to see.
And don't forget, it was temporary housing. It's not
6
permanent
months
housing.
Through the cold.
And then you got rules and regulations. You got security guards over there regulating.
And that's the reason why they out there in the first place. Rules. Well, not everyone, but.
Well, yeah.
But we're going to be doing some great things in terms of outreach. And for me, y'all already know from a spiritual standpoint, I'm more encouraged to tell people, you know, not just to go to church, but to become the church. Like, it's a whole bunch of people going to church, and we already know how that's working out. Not the whole majority, but quite a few. So it's like, okay, I always tell people God is more interested in you being the church than just going and what that means. So for us, the outreach and for me is very personal. And like I said, I've been homeless before, so that's a big issue for me. But we are adopting a school. We're going to name that school once we finalize some more things. And what we're trying to do is connect people back to community. So whatever you want to give, even people have contacted me. How can I support? How can I give? Well, we're doing something. I've been telling people we're doing something a little bit different. I'll keep you posted. What we're doing first is we're adopting a school. And once we have all their needs in place, what it is that they need, then we'll be able to make the proper announcement and say, hey, this is the school we're adopting for the month. And here's what their needs are. And then you can go and you can drop it off there. And then I'm also doing a segment, you know, word on the street. So when I'm out in the street, I'm going to let everybody know ahead of time where I'm going to be at. And you can also come where I'm at and drop it off right there. That way you're not giving us any money in hand. Tangible, you're buying what it is. And then we will show you, hey, this is what we've given to this school. And this is what you have contributed. So it's not us, it's you.
Yes, it's a community,
it's a community effort, right?
Absolutely, and it's all love. Like we doing this out the love for our city. It's not. We're not getting paid for this. We're not getting any type of rewards and recognition for this. We actually, it's come out the kindness of our heart, to help our own community, to actually not talk about it, but be about it. We're not here to actually just keep on discussing what we're gonna do.
We're just gonna do it.
We're gonna take action.
And that's where we're at. Because I know y'all tired of that. You know, you give money here, you give money there. Well, you know what? If you really want to help and you're just as passionate about helping to meet the needs of the kids that's at school in Oakland, then you'll put your money
where your mouth is.
That's it. So you'll take your own money, and you ain't even, I mean, the way things are now, you don't even have to go to the store. You could just shop online.
Absolutely.
And it can come to your house. And then the time, though, would be for you to go and drop it off. Because that right there means so much. All right? Okay. Is there anything else?
No, that's it. And that's what we got today.
That's what we got today. We hella speaking up about racism. Don't forget, you guys, in order for us to do something, we have to actively get up. And we have to be about the change. You're either part of the solution
or you part of the problem.
So please be part of the solution, all right?
And that's hella speaking up.
And support Black-owned businesses. God bless all of you. See you next week.